3:07 in the Fox Sports Clear Channel Dayton studios of 980 WONE. It's Wednesday, May 21st, and you are listening to The Chick Ludwig Show. You can join the conversation by dialing up 937-457-9663. That's 937-457-WONE. And no matter where you are in Dayton, the Miami Valley, or listening on iHeartRadio with live streaming from sea to shining sea and beyond, thank you for making your way here. We've got each other till 6 o'clock. So sit back and relax for what I hope will be 3 hours of sincere and monumental sports talk. Email questions and comments to me at chick@wone.com. Hit me up for a Facebook friendship. Check out my blog at wone.com. Search word chick. And feel free to follow me on Twitter at Chick Ludwig. But the best way to reach me is picking up the phone and dialing 457-9663. All guests appear on the Key Chrysler Celebrity Hotline. Thanks to Terry Toby at Key Chrysler Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck in Xenia for his sponsorship of the Chick Ludwig Show. You'll love the way they do business at Key. Heil Brothers Lawn and Garden Equipment sponsors my Cincinnati Reds report. Heil Brothers, located at 2218 Wilmington Pike in Kettering, sell and service the best lawn and garden equipment in all of the Miami Valley. Give Kenny and Jerry a call at 256-3500 and check them out on the web at heilbrothers.com. And my blog is presented by Solar Shade Truck and Car Paradise in Waynesville. Solar Shade Truck and Car Paradise is a superstore for anything you need for your car, truck, or motorcycle. Solar Shade is the only Formula One window film dealer in Southern Ohio. Give Ken Steele a call at 513-897-1364. Tell him the Chickster sent you. He treats all his customers like gold. Well, I'm fired up because on the Key Chrysler Celebrity Hotline, in studio, Jermaine Barnes. We're talking UBA All-Star game at Ponitz High School on June 7th. And Morrow, Georgia native. Man, he's one of the top basketball players in the world who's not playing in the NBA right now. But it's a pleasure, honor, and privilege to have Jermaine Barnes in studio with us. Jermaine, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing well. Great to be here.
Fantastic. And he brought his trusty assistant, crack PR staff, Eva Costa Living Concierge. How are you, Eva?
I'm fine, sweetheart.
All right, great. Jermaine, welcome to Dayton. Great to have you here. You're from Atlanta, and big events going on coming up as we build to a crescendo here, June 7th, the UBA All-Star game. Man, tell us a little bit about it and who's all going to be here.
Man, it's an exciting event. I actually just flew in from Europe, and she told me I'm going to be down here with the Chickster, so I had to get on, man. I mean, it's great. It's an honor to be here, and this is amazing. UBA All-Star game, June 7th. Some of the best athletes around the country that are not in the NBA. We'll have Jermaine Jones down here, who played for the local Cleveland team, the Cavaliers, actually. Played he's from UGA. Got a lot of good guys playing, a lot of guys from Europe, man, and it's going to be good. The UBA, of course, being one of the top-ranked minor leagues in the country, it'll just be good to bring it to the city of Dayton.
Fantastic. Now, you're also a member of the U.S. Men's national team and coached by Sam Mitchell. Everybody should know that name.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's an honor, man. Sam is great. I was just on NBA TV, actually, a week ago with Sam, and those guys are awesome, man. Him, Smitty, and yeah, man, Sam came on board a year ago, man, and, he called me and told me he was on board, and I told him I was there. They named me team captain. This will be my third season with Team USA Jones Cup in Taipei, Taiwan, man, and we're just looking forward to getting our first gold medal out there.
Folks, he's a 6'4", 210-pound natural two-guard. He can play anywhere on the court. Let's face it, man. He can be, dare I say, a poor man's LeBron James or a Dwayne Wade? No. 31 years old, been a pro for 8 years, a phenomenal player. And you had big dreams coming out of Morrow, Georgia, man.
Yeah, I did, man. I was all state. I broke every record you could. But just like a lot of kids, man, I slipped through the cracks, not focusing on my academics. Committed to University of Tennessee, and I ended up going to a small school. I was honored, God blessed me to, be the National Player of the Year in the NAIA school, and then I went on to Japan, and then my career just flourished, man, and it's been a blessing the whole way.
And that's what people have to realize, Jermaine, is that basketball, they're playing all over the world, and it's just not just the NBA players, but man, there's great basketball being played from sea to shining sea and beyond.
Well, that's totally true, man. It's a lot of NBA guys that actually come to Europe and South America and Asia, and they can't cut it because they're used to playing surrounded by great athletes. When you have 12 American great athletes and some of the top Europeans, it's easy, to pass the ball and expect that guy to hit a shot. But when you're playing in Europe and you're the only American and you have 11 locals and half of them are under 21 and then the other ones are, old guys and, you have to make it work and they depend on you to dominate the game. And if you were a role player like, Ibaka or whatnot, if you're in a country, you want to block shots and rebound, but they want you to be LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and you have to be that every night or you go home.
Yes, wow. It's I'm sure it's a crazy existence for you, traveling. And like bio says, you played everywhere from Mexico to Japan.
Yeah. I mean,
you've seen the world.
It's exciting, man. I've had the ability to go all around the world and play the game of basketball, man. It's a blessing from God, and I don't regret one day not being able to play in the NBA because I grew as a man when I went and ventured off in these countries, and I learned a lot about culture, man. It was awesome.
Now, on June 7th, the UBA All-Star game is being played at Ponance High School, 5 o'clock, and there's a lot of events surrounding this. There's going to be a three-point contest. There's going to be a slam dunk contest in addition to the game. And what kind of players are coming here from all over?
Well, they're all UBA athletes. The UBA is basically a pit stop for athletes, man, that are trying to make it to the European level, and we've done a great job of doing that. Guys that are coming in are the top players that have played in our minor leagues and ex-players like myself that are coming back from Europe that the UBA sent out. So we're going to have some pretty good basketball players here. It's going to be very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. This will be my first time playing in Dayton, Ohio, and there's a lot of great athletes out here. I played against a lot of good players. Chris Wright from the Dayton Strikers. Not Strikers, excuse me. What are they? The
Flyers.
Well, the Dayton Flyers in college, and now he's the Toronto Raptors.
No,
now.
He's with the Bucks. They
or
just
the
signed
Milwaukee
him.
Bucks.
They just signed
great.
him for 1.5. I mean, and congratulations to him. I love Chris Wright. Great kid. He works hard. He has a motor, man. Chris Wright is awesome.
He definitely is. And $7 at the door. You want to mark your calendars for June 7th, the UBA All-Star game at Ponance High School, 5 o'clock. $7 at the door. And you can go to the Gem City Slam Facebook page for more information. And how about that Gem City Slam and David Herzog? I'm calling him out. Where are you, David? No, good guy, passionate about the sport that he loves. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, man, Dave's a great guy, man. I look forward to the future of the UBA. I tell everybody, man, playing in Europe is awesome, but the things that we're doing here and that we're growing here are going to be something special. I'm to the point now where I want to be more involved in what goes on. And, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, but the UBA is nationwide. It's going to be exciting to potentially do these events in the future and maybe the Dayton, the Dayton, Ohio hosting the All-Star game in the future, potentially the playoffs. It's usually in Atlanta, though.
Right, and you're 31 years old, 6'4", 210-pounder. When do you hang up do you ever hang up the sneaks?
I'll tell you this. I've played overseas for the last 8 years. My daughter's 8 years old. You can do the math, and we're very close. And she told me, listen, this is the last year. So I told her, Daddy will go out with a bang and then I'm done. Well, I have the opportunity to play on the U.S. team in Taiwan. We go to the Dominican Republic with the UBA every year. So, I can scratch my competitive itch that way. But I think in the future, I'll just do the UBA. I guess I'll play another 4 years at a high level, and then I'll let everybody catch up a little bit after that.
And then you'll probably go into some sort of administration or anything. You probably just want to stick with basketball as your career path.
Definitely. I have a passion for business, international business. I absolutely love dealing with people and culture. I mean, basketball is definitely in my blood, and it's something I'm definitely going to do.
Now, a long history of great athletes come out of Dayton. And how about the performance last night of one Norris Cole? He was unbelievable. While LeBron James is penetrating, he's kicking it out, and Norris Cole is making the three-point shot. Everyone was a dagger in the heart of the Indiana Pacers. Everyone.
I totally agree. I personally feel like this. LeBron James was absent 1 through 3. Dwayne Wade carried them. When Norris Cole subbed in the game changed. Norris Cole and the Birdman changed the game. Birdman had 12 rebounds. Norris Cole hit big shots, and he was defending Lance Stevenson when nobody else wanted to.
That's exactly right. That defense, he tightened things up on him, and it was just phenomenal to see. Dayton, Dunbar High School, Norris Cole. Can't say enough good things about him.
Yeah. I agree totally.
Yeah, it was. Now, I've been a lifelong Spurs fan ever since the late 70s when I saw the Iceman, George Gervin, go for the easiest 40 I've ever seen at the Cleveland Coliseum. I bought a Spurs banner that night, man. I love them. Now, what do you think of the Spurs?
I absolutely think the Spurs are the definition of basketball. They conduct themselves the way a professional basketball organization should. Popovich does an amazing job, and I'm still the one sitting here saying asterisk on last year's playoffs Game 6 when he subbed Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. I go on record to say Vegas called in.
Man,
they should have won that championship.
Yeah, incredible. And they've won, 4? And, maybe a 5th is in the
I have money saying that the Spurs will win the championship this year. Wow. I'm taking all bets.
I would absolutely love it. And it truly a team. And all 5 guys are moving at once. There's no standing around. They're quick up the floor. Well, how about the trio of Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan?
That lets you know that age means absolutely nothing when you keep yourself in shape and you're very intelligent. Being young is one thing, running up and down the floor, running and dunking. I mean, DeAndre Jordan does that, and what is he giving us, 10 and 10? Tim Duncan, year in and year out, greatest power forward of all time. This guy is 22 and 12 every night. He's 38 years old, and he's still dominating all big men. I mean, come on, it's all about intelligence. That guy knows the game.
He is Jermaine Barnes. This is the Chickster. You got to call for us. Pick up the phone, 457-9663. We'll be back with more with Jermaine Barnes talking UBA All-Star game, his career, basketball, the NBA playoffs. Man, Pacers Heat, Spurs OKC tonight. Looking forward to it. 980 WONE, Dayton Sports Station. 325, the Chick Ludwig Show, 980 WONE, Dayton Sports Station. Great to have you with us. The Reds and the Washington Nationals hook up again today at 4:05. And I want to just pause for 1 second to spank Reds manager Brian Price for putting that lousy lineup on the field last night at Nationals Park. The Cincinnati Reds had no chance of winning that game last night for Johnny Cueto. Unbelievable. Now, Cueto did melt down, and that's what happens when he gets behind and the Reds start kicking the ball around defensively. If I was Cueto, I would have lost my mind earlier than he did. But the Reds lose 9-4 last night. Ramon Santiago, Zach Cozart, and then Johnny Cueto batting 7, 8, and 9. They had no chance to win that game. Let's hope that the lineup he puts out on the field tonight at 4:05 in Washington, D.C. is better because the Reds, they can't let this thing get away from them, not with the St. Louis Cardinals coming to town for 3 straight games. And I hope you'll be listening to the big one, 700 WLW Sunday. The Chickster's on from 3 to 5, and I've got high-powered attorney Al Weisbrod on to talk about the National Football League and all the legal ramifications of these lawsuits by players. That's going to be Sunday. From the Clear Channel Cincinnati studios from 3 to 5. Right now, in the Clear Channel Dayton studios, 980 WONE, 101 Pine Street, we've got Jermaine Barnes in studio. We're talking basketball, and the UBA All-Star game comes to Ponitz High School, 5 o'clock on June 7th, $7 at the door. There's going to be a 3-point contest, a slam dunk contest, and then the game. And like Jermaine says, players from all over the country and the world are going to be here.
Yeah, definitely, man. I can't wait. I wish it was this weekend, man. You got me all fired up, man. I love being here.
Good. Well, he's got me ready to run through a wall with snot bubbles. Yes, we're fired up. And Jermaine Barnes, 6'4", 210-pounder. Man, it's your body type. Who do you remind us of? If we throw 6 players in a blender and we come out with Jermaine Barnes, who would they be?
Man, it's actually funny. I used to be a guy kind of like Chris Wright. I was just an athlete. I really ran around and did a lot of dunking and stuff. But, the older I got, I had a foot injury my junior year. And I did a lot of studying, man. I watched a lot of Mitch Richmond, Richard Hamilton, and Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant, and, those guys really had a great footwork. And, I wanted to work on footwork, triple threat, and, learning how to really shoot the ball and understanding the game, as we talked about, like Popovich and Duncan and the Spurs. It was more of an understanding. So the game slowed down. It used to be fast when I was an athlete, but then it slowed down when I learned the skill set of the game.
Oh, that's awesome. And we're deep in the heart here of the Eastern and Western Conference NBA playoffs as we head toward a championship. We got the Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight after last night's game at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, where the Indiana Pacers did fall to the Miami Heat. And really, I expected it. It was right there for the Pacers, but the Heat took it to them in the fourth quarter. And Randy in Springfield, I don't know if he's listening, but he talked about LeBron coming out strong early in the game. That's not his MO. He gets guys involved early, and then he tries to take over. You knew he was going to try to take over in the fourth quarter. That's how LeBron does. He wants to get his teammates involved, and then he wants to do his thing.
I have mixed views on the whole LeBron James situation. I mean, LeBron is a great player. We can't take that away from LeBron James, but I question the heart and passion and leadership of the guy. Dwayne Wade is the man of that team. Pat Riley is an awesome man to get things together. I'm more of old school Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. These guys were winners, and they didn't take games off. They didn't take plays off. And it just seemed to me like he took the whole game off until Dwayne Wade carried them. And then in the fourth quarter, I mean, here he is. I mean, they say, oh, he was tired. He was burned out. Michael Jordan didn't get burned out. Larry Bird didn't get burned out. And I don't blame LeBron for that. But when you call yourself the chosen one, I just would like to see it every night and not put it on the shoulders of other great players.
Yeah, and he's got some great players around him. Chris Bosh hit some big shots last night. He needed to play. He needed to play better, and he did. And then we'll see the Spurs tonight. Man, wow, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Tony Parker have won, 110 playoff games now. And it's bringing back memories of the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Michael Cooper, that trio for Showtime in Los Angeles.
I'll tell you who's not getting enough credit is Leonard, the kid from San Diego State. He's really stepping up, and he's filling in. I mean, really, he's filling in. He's the mortar that's filled in. Those guys are the rocks or the bricks, but he's coming in, and I mean, he's doing a spectacular job for these guys, and he doesn't get enough credit where it's due.
They've always had the role players, the guys that come in. And how about Danny Green? Oh, my goodness, I love the guy. They've always had that three-point threat that comes in and goes berserk, and they just have a very well-rounded team. Now, it's tough guarding Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, studs.
Yeah, they are studs, but, I take Tony Parker over Russell Westbrook any day of the week because Westbrook is emotional, he's athletic, he's running around. Parker and Duncan and them kill those guys off their mind. They're always thinking 3 plays ahead, not in the moment. And I see those guys as in-the-moment guys. They're just not cut from the same cloth. The San Antonio Spurs are 2 games ahead of them already, mentally.
Now, we had the NBA lottery last night, and people are screaming about the Cavaliers getting the number 1 lottery pick again. And Jermaine Barnes is with us here in studio on the Key Chrysler Celebrity Hotline. And I'm the kind of guy, I would rather be, with so many great players at the top of the draft, I'd rather be 3rd or 4th and take a player that falls to me than try to reach and make a mistake at number 1 overall and be the butt of jokes forever.
Like last year?
Yeah, like last year. Woo. So I don't know Jermaine Barnes' feelings on the lottery, and who do you like going early?
Well, we can touch on the fact that they won another number 1 pick, which is mysterious. I think the NBA is making up for the LeBron James taking off thing. I mean, come on, how many number 1 picks can these guys get? Number 2, I like Parker a lot. He seems the most pro-ready. I'm not sold on the Wiggins kid. I think he's too small. He's based everything off athleticism. Parker's skilled. He is the one I would go after if I was the Cavs. I would select that guy. You can build around him, and you heard it here first. LeBron James will come back to Cleveland.
No.
Yes, he will.
Where do you get this inside information from, man? You're a pro. You got somebody on the streets here, man. You got to spill beans.
Vegas calling. I mean, the reason I say that is LeBron James left because he couldn't get it done as a single entity. He didn't want that pressure. Okay, now he's gone. he went to play with superstars. Now he wins titles. They solidified his legacy. Now you come back to your hometown. It's a feel-good story. He now has Kyrie Irving. He now has 2 number-1 draft picks. He has great size. He has everything he needs around him to be successful now, to be the king. So they're going to accept him with open arms. It's business, man. I mean, I'm just calling it the way I see it.
Man, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Now, Yahoo Sports had a mock draft out in the NBA, and Julius Randle falling to number 11? Are you kidding me? This cat would be a starting tight end in the National Football League. Now, he does bully his way to the basket, and he's physical. But 11th, Jermaine?
That's disrespectful. He's top 3. None. That guy's ready now. He's pro ready. A lot of these guys need 3 years. They're walking in on potential. I like guys to hang around, but this guy, it reminds me of Zach Randolph. His body is ready. He's ready to play.
And Andrew Wiggins, he might be 6'6". He's listed at 6'8", standing next to Scott Van Pelt. Van Pelt is taller than he is, yes. And Van Pelt said he's like 6'6".
Yes.
So, there's some I want to see that cat in his bare feet and measuring.
I just don't see it with Wiggins.
He's a great talent, athletic talent.
He's great for track and field.
Yeah,
I don't see him being a great.
Well, and then we
player.
don't know about Embiid either, and his back situation and his health.
That guy has talent. The center, that guy can play. If he's healthy, I'd take him too if I'm Cleveland. He has the potential. He
could be number 1 overall. He really could.
He could be good.
Now, and I've said this numerous times on the show, and we've got Jermaine Barnes here with us from the UBA, and I want Adrian Payne, a guy who has expanded his game, a 3-point shooter. Are you kidding me? Now, to me, he's got to get more physical. He's he likes to play out on the perimeter a little bit too much for me, but he can block shots. And how about Adrian Payne's game?
I totally agree with everything you just said, but we also have to look at the way that the game of the NBA has adapted. This is not the game we grew up used to. Your generation was the fallen generation. That was the greatest era of basketball. We don't have that anymore. This is entertainment, WWE basketball.
Yeah.
So he might be fine in this league.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good info there. But, yeah, I grew up with Oscar Robertson and Jerry West and, Jerry Lucas and Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell and the domination of the Boston Celtics. And back when the Cincinnati Royals played, and the Celtics were always a half step. I just can never root for the Celtics except for Larry Bird. The fastest hands I've ever seen running the break. Whew.
Larry Bird is the most underrated, super-rated player I've ever seen in my life. Larry Bird was everything they said he was. In my opinion, the guy is top 3 all-time. Any player ever played the game, black, white, Mexican, whatever you want to call it, Larry Bird was it.
Man, he had, well, like the book, Drive. He was everything. He was, and admire his game, no doubt. So he's on your Mount Rushmore.
Yes, he is. Yes, he maybe twice. I mean, that's the definition of a player, and he's the opposite of all of this, super athletic thing. The thing that kills me about Bird, they swear he was this slow, non-active. Larry Bird was athletic.
He was.
He was fast. He was very smart. He just wasn't stupid enough to show you his hand. It's almost like poker with Bird. He would give you what you needed. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen a guy clutch on defense? Who does that? Getting steals in the finals at the end of the game to seal games? Larry Bird was amazing, man.
And on top of that, he was so tough. He played the last few years of his career. Yeah, he was getting older, but he played the last few years injured. He would not come out and take breaks like you see a lot of guys do today. He played the 110%. All out every single game, injured most of the time, especially during his last few years.
Paul George.
You're pointing the fingers, calling the names, but it's true.
Well, and a guy that showed up how early to a basketball game and shooting, warming up, 3-4 hours before a game, and I wouldn't bet against him walking out onto the court right now against the best that the Pacers have to offer and out shooting guys.
I feel like at some point in life, the younger generation skipped steps. The older guys paved the way. They showed you the way to be pros. Larry Bird and them showing up to the gym 3 hours before. Larry will run miles at the top and then come down and shoot the ball. You watch Ray Allen, same preparation. Tim Duncan. Now these young guys come in with their beats and their little shiny clothes and 2 little pants. They're not focused on the game. They're not focused on the game of basketball. This is IG, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Larry Bird doesn't care about that. He wants to tear your heart out. Michael Jordan wants to win the game.
Yes, and Don Donaher, we had him on, the former University of Dayton legend who coached with Bob Knight in the Olympics, and he just said he's never seen a competitor like Michael Jordan. He said we ran them all day, worked them, and their tongues are hanging out. He says, and then we would see Michael Jordan on the golf course a little bit later on. You just could not wear him out.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player and greatest athlete of all time. This guy was super fast. Nobody knew that he ran a 4.6 40. He had a 40-inch vertical. He can jump up and sideways. Longest hang time recorded. He was long. I mean, he just had it all. He's an alien, man. I've never seen anybody with the work ethic, the under the pressure stuff. He could do it all. It's unreal.
Yeah, he's there with my man Oscar Robertson.
And it has yet to be said or proven if he's one of the greatest owners of all time, but he did make one savvy move because he brought my Hornets back. As of yesterday, it was official.
I have one thing to say about that. I think Michael Jordan is very ignorant for naming that team the Charlotte Hornets. He should have named the team the Charlotte Jumpmen, and he should have been the logo, and they would have made double the money. He would have sold out. Who is his advisor? He needs to hire Jermaine Barnes. Call me.
We're in the same generation. We're Gen Xers here. Do you remember the Jordans that had the teal and purple, and they sold like nuts because everybody had the starter
with the
jackets
little fluffy,
and all? Yeah. So, and you go into the mall right now, you're going to see those colors on Jumpman material. Yeah. So he's already banking off of it.
The Charlotte Jumpmen. He should have been the logo. Michael Jordan. Oh man, They would have sold out. I don't understand it.
Unbelievable. Once again, tell us what's happening. And Eva Costa, you can chime in here. Tell us about the UBA All-Star game coming June 7th.
We're really excited. Jermaine and David Herzog are bringing together rock star athletes from around the country in the Universal Basketball Association to play in an East meets West battle right here in Dayton. So it's going to be at Ponitz at June 7th at 5 o'clock. Tickets will be available at the door, but if you want to call in today, we'll be giving some away. You can also get tickets at Facebook on the Gem City Slam, the local minor league basketball team here. So come out and support your local team. They are the next rock stars.
Fantastic. It's been great having. Do we have a caller?
Yes, we do. We have Chris from Belmont on the line.
All right. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the Chick Ludwig Show. Say hi to Jermaine Barnes for us.
Hi, Jermaine. How are you?
How's it going, sir?
Good. I just had a quick comment. I agree that Michael Jordan was probably one of the best athletes that I've ever seen. I'm 33 years old now, and he was everything. He was everyone's childhood hero growing up. But the best athlete I've ever seen was Bo Jackson. I remember watching, I think, 30 for 30 on ESPN, and they said he ran like a 4.2 40.
Very true.
He was amazing.
If he would have concentrated on one sport, oh my goodness, he was just awesome.
Bo was a thoroughbred. It's one of those situations where you have animal type strength and your body can't withstand all the power. That's what happened to Bo. That's why he went down. He was too unreal. I call those guys aliens, man. Bo's he's a freak, man.
Yeah,
he was a monster.
That's right. And Brian Bosworth will agree.
I was a Bosworth fan. You guys stop it.
Yeah. Well, the leverage that he got, against Bosworth on that touchdown run, no one could have stopped him.
He was flat-footed.
That's right, flat-footed, and you get hit it the chest. Oh, forget it.
I'm biased. I was a Bos guy. I had the headbands, the mohawk. I was a Bos guy.
All right.
Yeah, he was a little too cocky. Bo Jackson, he was just like a Sherman tank. He would run through anybody. And the thing about him, football was his hobby.
That's right.
Baseball.
He loved baseball, and he's a heck of an archer, too.
Yeah. I got one. Herschel Walker.
Yeah,
Isn't he like 52 years old and fighting in the MMA?
He's amazing, too.
Yeah,
and what a bobsledder.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Willie Gault was on the Olympic bobsled team, and so was, I think, Herschel Walker, wasn't he?
Herschel's unreal. He's an alien, too. He'd never lifted weight before. He's only done push-ups and sit-ups. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was. Bo Jackson, get on him again. I remember reading an article, and I think it was an old Royals announcer said that he only heard 2 people hit the ball harder. One was Babe Ruth, and one was Bo Jackson.
He should have concentrated.
He was amazing.
He was amazing. I agree.
Truly. Hey,
all right, that's all I had. Thank
all
you.
right, Chris, appreciate it. Well,
Right,
we've had a blast here with Jermaine Barnes in studio with us. Jermaine, I can't thank you enough for stopping by, taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. And Eva Costa, thank you so much for bringing Jermaine in. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to have both of you on the Key Chrysler Celebrity Hotline on the Chick Ludwig Show. And now, back with more. You're listening to 980 WONE, Dayton Sports Station.